909 Big 550 KTRS. We're hooking up with Jacques Pepin, who is considered, those who are in the know, those who want to be in the know, those who just like cooking. They don't necessarily have to be a world-renowned chef. Think our next guest walks on water. He has a brand new book called The Heart and Soul in the Kitchen. He learned everything, or was very good friends with the man James Beard, as well as Julia Child. Jacques Pepin, do we have you?
Yes, I'm right here. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Your new book is called Heart and Soul in the Kitchen. First, let's get to this book. This have a lot of the simple, great recipes we've come to love from you?
A lot of those recipes are family's recipes from my mother, aunt, wife, daughter, even. So in that particular series, I have 26 shows on television going on with that series, and it kind of reflects more the lifestyle that we have, rather than maybe other books that I've done on technique and so forth. So it was fun to do, and I did a great deal of cooking with my granddaughter, daughter, wife, so it was fun.
Okay, now tell us about The Heart and Soul in the Kitchen. What's this book?
Well, that's the book that I'm talking about.
Okay, good.
So
okay.
We do with the television series. So those are reflecting.
So this is another. You're going to have another TV series compatible with the book?
Yes. It started. It's already started in Connecticut and in New York and on the West Coast. I do my show in San Francisco. So it started about 3 weeks ago over there, and we did 26 episodes.
I will tell you, Jacques Pepin, I cooked your mustard-encrusted Dijon chicken.
Oh boy, that's good.
You're not kidding; it's good. And you cook that, and the women's clothes fall off.
Yes. That's why I cooked it.
Tell us what you remember or what you say when people ask you about Julia Child.
Well, she was a very good drinker like me. She enjoyed wine and food, and I met Julia in 1960. So we were friends for like 45 years, so we had a good time together.
Sure. You also were the chef for Charles de Gaulle?
Yes, but he's dead now.
Not because of your cooking, I'm assuming.
Well, I hope not.
I heard you once say, or I heard somebody say, you said, they asked you the best meal you could have, or your favorite meal. What do you say?
Well, I say that you eat the best at home, no question. And, simple stuff. I mean, if I can have the greatest bread in the world that I can think of and the greatest butter, bread and butter, it's very hard to beat,
Yeah. You make your books and your TV show on PBS makes it so simple and demystifies the cooking process that anybody can try it.
Yes, that's what I like to do. I've been teaching at Boston University for like 32 years and in New York as well. And that's what I like to do, to simplify things, to make it more approachable, and so that people can enjoy it, and especially, sitting down together. And there is no political implication in what we do, or religious, or any type of application. The table is a great equalizer. We all sit around the table and enjoy food, and that's the way life should be.
And Jacques Pepin, talking about his new book, Heart and Soul in the Kitchen. Is it okay to make a mistake in the kitchen?
Oh, absolutely. You should make mistakes. So when you make a mistake, you have a glass of wine. See? And you make a second mistake, you have another glass of wine. And that's how I cook.
How important is it? A lot of these people talk about pairing your wines with your food. How important is that?
Well, relatively important. I mean, for me, as long as I have wine, I'm happy. And usually I like the very simple, straightforward wine, the Côte du Rhône or Beaujolais, that's where I am from. And I get bored, frankly, when I go to those dinners where you have 12 or 14 dishes and pair with a wine where you have like 2 tablespoons of it. and you have to analyze it, and it's not going to work. For me, I just want to have a taco and a beer somewhere.
That's what I love about your television show and your books and your story is that you don't have to put on airs. Just good food is good, simple food.
Exactly. I mean, as long as you can recognize it, it's good.
Mark Harris is works here at the radio station. He texted in a question for me to ask you. He's a trained chef and does a lot of cooking on the side. What is the one ingredient, Jacques Pepin, that you cannot cook without?
Well, eggs. I mean, for me, eggs. I can breakfast, lunch, dinner. If I were on an island by myself, I would have eggs. And then maybe the chicken who goes with the eggs, too. But,
eggs.
Yeah.
Eggs are the one thing. Eggs and butter.
Right.
Eggs and butter. Talk to me about your knife skills, because watching you cut up a mushroom is about as exciting, as mesmerizing as anything on television.
Well, thank you. You're kind. But, it's a question of repeat. When I was an apprentice, and that go back to 1949 when I left home to go into apprenticeship, we repeat. It was different than now. I mean, the idea was to conform. You get into the kitchen, the chef say, do this. And if you had said why, he would have said, because I just told you. That was the end of the explanation. So we learned through a type of osmosis, just looking and repeating, and it became so much part of yourself that you don't have to think about it after a while, and you can think in terms of preparation of ingredient, combination of ingredient, taste, color, texture, and your hand are just working. So it's a question of purely a question of mechanical process of repeat and repeat.
Have you ever cut any of your fingers?
Oh, yes, many times.
All right. Jacques Pepin, the book is Heart and Soul in the Kitchen. Couple more questions and we'll let you go.
Thank you.
Your hamburger, what's the special? What's the deal? What can you do? Give us a little helpful hint to make a hamburger extra special.
Well, I use the brisket, the thick, big brisket, which had a fair amount of fat, to ground the whole thing, and I think the flavor is quite special. In addition to that, I grill it on a very clean grill with high heat, and you don't press on it with a spatula, otherwise you crush it, and all the juice comes out of it, and you serve that on a nice Kaiser roll, well browned as well. Some crunchy lettuce and a piece of tomato, a piece of onion, and you're in heaven.
Okay, so you add the brisket to the hamburger?
Oh, I ground the brisket. That's what
Gotcha.
That's what my hamburger meat is.
Aha. There's the best hint of the day for you. You were also, Jacques Pepin, you were also big into local before local was cool and hip.
Yes, well, I always said that my mother was an organic gardener, and so was my father. With the point that 70 years ago, the word organic did not exist, but chemical fertilizer did not exist either, and fungicide, insecticide, pesticide, all that stuff did not exist. So everyone was organic and local because there was no choice. My mother had a restaurant, she had no refrigeration, it didn't exist. She had an ice box. She bought a piece of ice every day for her fish and meat, and she had to use it during the day and start again the day after because there was no other refrigeration. So everyone was local, everyone was organic. So, we just turn around and come back to that type of thing. So, it's not I think it's great, but it's not a big deal. It's the way it should be.
Jacques Pepin, the book is Heart and Soul in the Kitchen. That's the book and the PBS show on PBS. Look for it, station near you. Jacques Pepin, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Have a good day.
You too.
9:18 here on the Big 550 KTRS. I will tell you that I have cooked his recipes numerous times, and I give him no credit whatsoever. I just, this thing, I just whipped it up. All I have to do is follow the directions. And what's great about him is he makes it so simple so that any idiot like me can do it. And that mustard, that Dijon mustard encrusted chicken, that is insanely good. It's out there. It's up there. His newest book, Heart and Soul in the Kitchen, plus that PBS series, is a must. That you can watch all day long. 9:18 here, Big 550 KTRS. When we come back, we're going to talk about how big of a prescription drug problem is in the region. We're going to give you some numbers that your head will explode. You are not going to believe how bad of a prescription drug problem we have in this region. And, of course, we know that that's funneling the heroin addiction. And just how bad has this heroin addiction got? We've got some numbers for you there as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Bowen Dental Care is a friend of mine. Dr. John Bowen's a friend of mine, happy to say. He's also a great family dentistry. And he's been taking over the reins of his family's business.